Well, morning, everybody.
Wow.
There's nothing good
Wow.
in this world. Flowers are all dead. Good Monday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and he told me football was canceled yesterday, so I didn't watch it at all. Did something happen? Dale Hellistree's here, everybody.
Boy, oh boy, did a lot happen yesterday. I mean, Buccaneers and Seattle played a wonderful game.
Lots of comebacks yesterday.
My Cowboys, they're leading the league in scoring. I think they're behind Detroit, but putting up a bundle of points.
Cowboys doing it with no offensive lineman. I think their whole offensive line was out yesterday.
4 of the 5 starters were gone.
I messaged you and said, get the boys back together. Get Giesick on the line. They need you.
And they still went out and put up 30-something.
Yeah.
What else happened, Steve? I'm not even sure.
Well, the Panthers came back from a 17-point deficit to beat the Dolphins. When I stopped watching that Eagles game, because we got to Cardinal Stadium early to watch the early games for some, personal stuff, so we had to get there early. And then, Broncos. I left that. I left the area we were sitting in, walked to my seats, and by the time I got there, Eagles had lost. Broncos overcame a 14-point deficit to win that game. Saints, 11-point deficit to beat the Giants. Commanders, 10-point deficit to come back against the Chargers. I think that was it. I think that was all of them.
And the Cardinals' next opponent.
Wait, the Cardinals played yesterday?
I'm talking about their next opponent.
The Colts? Yeah.
Yeah, 40 on the Raiders.
Yeah, thank God that game's in Indianapolis. Thank God. So we have the choice to turn off our televisions.
You wonder if Bidwell calls the NFL and just say, you know what? I really don't want to pay all this money to charter a plane and put a whole contingent up in a hotel.
Bidwell's going to start flying the team himself to save on pilots and everything.
We just read what happened to Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
We don't want to be walking around the mean streets of Indianapolis.
Dude, that's a weird story.
Yes,
Here's what I'll say about that. Don't be a giant douchebag, man. That's basically it. But the most interesting part about this story is how fast, not just politicians and everybody who are deleting their tweets saying, stupid blue city's got to get their act together. Yeah, it turns out the millionaire, tall, athletic white guy is the problem in Indianapolis, folks. What a dirtbag kind of a guy is that? I don't care what you're on. To just physically attack and beat the living crap out of a 69-year-old to a point where he miraculously surviving and has to stab you 3 times for you to back off of him.
You wonder if anybody was with Sanchez.
Well, people were.
You got to figure he's not out on the streets by himself.
12:30, yeah, especially between 2 hotels. Maybe. I mean, you've been in those situations. You're generally going out with people.
You go out with
in the
crew.
broadcast, exactly.
Yeah, you go out and have, but usually you're not out at 1 o'clock either the night before.
12:30 in the morning, and then my other part on this is everybody. Like even yesterday, I didn't see any of the Fox stuff because I was at Cardinal Stadium and they have my big TVs. They have Red Zone on. That's it. But for the Fox people to go live and then everybody tweeting out, Mark Sanchez is a guy that you just want as your buddy. He will protect you at all costs. And yeah, quickly delete all those. So either people are ignorant of what an a-hole Mark Sanchez is, or, they condone it and they knew what he was and they were lying to us because holy cow, did that not match up. And then yesterday, Kurt Menefee, everybody else on Fox, even the broadcast with Brady Quinn, Mark Sanchez and his family are in our thoughts and the others involved. No. Let's be clear, Fox. Your employee physically attacks somebody to the point, 69-year-old man, he had to stab you 3 times to get you away from him. Then you see the pictures of the victim in this.
Yeah.
What in the world? For you to go on air and say, well, we have Mark Sanchez and his family in our thoughts. No. you should be talking about the guy Mark Sanchez attacked, not your coworker. And that bothers the crap out of me that they did that yesterday. I saw it after the game last night. I was like falling asleep, and it got me all riled up.
Yeah, you look at that, and they arrested him when he woke up in the hospital, and
Just like at first it's funny, right? That's why I'm giggling at. This is funny because when you first see it, you're like, oh my God, Mark Sanchez got attacked.
Yeah,
Folks,
that's the way it read.
But you've been around. It's a safe assumption. You've been around, obviously, quarterbacks in the NFL closely. They're not small dudes. Say what you want about Kyler Murray. He ain't a small dude. Like, he's short, yes. But in real life, I wouldn't be attacking Kyler Murray on the street if I saw him.
Very muscular. And Sanchez is probably 6'1".
That's my point here. Sanchez is a big dude, and he's attacking a 69-year-old, and nobody stepped in. That's what kind of makes me wonder if nobody was with him, because doesn't somebody else step in? It's like once you get pepper spray, doesn't somebody go, all right, Mark, settle down, Tiger, back off?
You would think that there was somebody on his crew with him that they would have broke that up before it got escalated.
Over a parking spot in an alleyway. The hotel doesn't allow parking here. What are you, the hotel police? You work for Fox, and you're security at the hotel now, Tiger? I saw the pictures of that dude, man. It was just disgusting. Like, I got enraged.
Yep.
And it's 3 misdemeanors. I don't know assault. I don't know those types of rules. I just don't. You know how they're when it crosses over into felony and stuff like that. But do you see that guy's side face? Dude, he's got a cut from here all the way down, and it goes through his skin. 69-year-old man and a 38-year-old ex-quarterback in the NFL was the aggressor in that deal.
Yeah.
My other part on this is Fox 59 there in Indianapolis was on top of this story. They got the police report, the comments of them just ripping that female reporter, going, you're just making stuff up, and you're trying to hide all the liberals in your city and your downtroddenness and stuff like that. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, she responds politely. She's like, what are you talking about? We just read what the police are saying. And Mark Sanchez was never listed as the victim in the police report.
No.
And the police never called him a victim. They were calling the other guy the victim from early on. And so the people going after them for reporting the story as they were the first to break it, it just, I don't get it, man. This world's tough enough. Get off the drugs and alcohol, folks, or whatever you're hopped up on if it's making you do that stuff.
Yeah, it's just, again, I just always go back. It's like, I guess I'm just going to hold my thoughts in. I'll wait for the final verdict, but it does not look good for Mark Sanchez.
I mean, the thing that makes me angry, okay, Mark Sanchez got beat up. Mark Sanchez got pepper sprayed. Mark Sanchez died. He was in critical condition when he got to the hospital.
Yeah, I did not hear about the pepper spray.
Yeah,
so
the guy pepper sprayed him first.
Spray on him too?
Yeah. Look, the guy works overnight. At first it was a Uber Eats order, but I guess the truth is he drives around in a truck and he takes cooking oils from restaurants and stuff, and they repurpose it. It's a real job. It pays well, actually, as well. That's what that guy does. Probably making extra money in his retirement age,
Yeah.
doing his own thing. But he works night. Indianapolis downtown is generally safe.
You would think.
You get to some outskirts, though. Well, you wouldn't think you'd have to watch out for that 38-year-old quarterback, Dale, ex-quarterback.
No.
He's probably like, Mark Sanchez, I love watching you with the Jets. Move your van. It makes me angry that Fox went on air yesterday. I'm glad I didn't see it before the games because I've been stewing all day.
I did see a meme or whatever, or just a statement, I guess, that said, it's amazing that you're the inventor of the butt fumble, and that's not the worst thing you're known for.
Autumn, fairly new football fan,
Yeah.
recently. She watched football before, but not to the extent most of
Right.
us do. But she'd never heard of the butt fumble, ever. So she was literally afraid to Google what the butt fumble was when all this happened. And I was like, you gotta look at it. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just how I get it. There's contracts and stuff, but how he still has a job at Fox, he cannot go on air again. You just can't.
It will be interesting to see how they handle it. That is for sure.
The fact that they kept saying we're keeping him and his family in our thoughts, and the other people involved in the incident.
Oh.
Well, the only reason there was an incident was because of your person. I don't get it. It drives me nuts, and it's just what is happening in this world, man.
Who has a better chance to be around, just say in 2 weeks, just because of Sanchez's health? DeMarcado or Sanchez?
Yeah, DeMarcado, he's not getting fired from that. One, you can't.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Well, you can. What are you going to do? You need running backs right now.
Call McCollum.
Dude, I would have gotten 6 yards from the line of scrimmage and gotten down and asked for an ambulance and oxygen. I wouldn't have made it 71 yards before I fumbled it on that side. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, for the Colts did it last week. Oh, no, was it him or was it the receiver? I forget. One of those guys of the Colts did it last week. And stuff like that. I mean, so Dale, that happened. That play happened like down toward our end.
But the question that I wanted to ask you before I forget, when it originally happened, did it even dawn on you that might have been the thing?
Yes. So when it happened, that's the thing, because we sit down toward that end zone, and we had a good view of it. And I went, did that defender knock that ball out? Like in my mind, I went, did that defender? But everybody tight. I was watching the refs. The refs were kind of just standing around. The one guy on the end zone went, doop. Yeah. The other ref in the middle was kind of like milling around like.
Well, then DeMarcado goes down on his knees. And
then Ethan looks up at the TVs that we could see behind us. And he goes, he fumbled that. And I went, oh, no. Oh, no, because it was close. It was close.
Yes.
It was really close.
I think
live it looked weird enough to me that I went, uh-oh.
I think you could have called it either way. I just want to know your initial thought because I think you could call it either way. But, like, if I'm the official, I'm going, these idiots still haven't learned their lesson. I'm unsure enough that I'm going to call it on them.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what you do, though, as an official. You call it the touchdown and then have it go to review.
No, but I'm saying when you review it.
Yeah.
I think you could have made a case that the nose of the ball crossed the goal line.
I think he had the ball in his hand when it was across the goal line.
Yes.
And then he flipped it. It was that close.
Yes.
But I also firmly believe you don't get the benefit of the doubt if you're doing that. But it's beside that, Dale. He stopped running at like the 10-yard line, 15-yard line.
He slowed down. It's one thing if you're diving for the pylon and you're trying to outstretch the ball.
And the guy's draped all over you. And I agree.
It's another thing when you slow down because you don't realize it was very Leon Lettish.
There is a very giant screen right there that all he had to do was peek up at, and he would have seen the guy barreling down on him.
And again, it's not something that I could have done when I played because I wasn't that coordinated, but you see track guys do that all the time.
Yeah.
I've seen football players do that.
Yeah, you let up and all that
at
stuff.
the end of the day, you sprint 5 more yards to get in the end zone. Then do whatever the heck you want to do.
That's the weird thing about it. He didn't even celebrate.
He went down to his knees.
Yeah. And then he jogged off the field, and it wasn't like he was like in a hurry to celebrate. I get if you're gassed, but there's no reason to do that with the ball. It's just unbelievable. And a lot of people are blaming that play for the demise of the Cardinals. Au contraire, folks. Yes, it's easy to point at that play and say everything went bad after that because it did.
Yeah.
Will Hernandez went out of that game after the 3rd drive of the Cardinals, and that offensive line was straight up trash afterwards.
23 plays.
Straight trash afterwards. That offensive line couldn't block a rodent getting past them. Kyler Murray was running for his life. That offense went conservative after those 4 drives, and Will Hernandez went out. 3 drives, and then Hernandez went out. This offense is a serious problem, and blame Kyler if you want to. Blame the receivers if you want to. Blame DeMarcado if you want to. DeMarcado needs blame in this. But dear God, that offense did 0 after those first 3, scoring on 3 of the first 4 drives. Went vanilla.
So now
went conservative.
The TV crew during the game said that Hernandez will be on a pitch count.
Yeah, so I was trying to find that out. So I was putting that on Twitter. Like, are they saying he's on a snap count or something? He was on. Okay, so when he went out, he was on the sideline and he was flexing his knees, and he was jumping up and down, like trying to stay loose, you know? So I was like, there's no way they're taking him out of the game and then putting him back in. That's dangerous at that point.
Well, you give him a series rest.
That's what I'm saying. But even after halftime, he was on the sideline, no helmet, but he was jumping up and down.
So you wonder, again, if in fact what they said was true, he's on a pitch count. This was planned. The other guy, not Adams, Gaines was going to come in and take a series here and a series there.
I can understand a series or two.
But did he have a setback? Did it stiffen up on him?
The way he was acting on the sideline, I'm going to say no.
Huh.
Because, Dale, he wasn't just standing there. He was jogging in place, jumping up and down, moving his knees, like trying to stay loose. So that's why I put that out on Twitter. Like, after halftime, I was like, all right, he's flexing. He's, like, trying to stay, like, warm there on the sideline and everything. But I said, no helmet. That's not a good sign.
No.
And I said, okay. And then just every series, it was like he wasn't in there and he wasn't in there and he wasn't in there. But that offensive line was getting destroyed after he went out.
It's not just the right guard; it's the right tackle.
That's the thing. It was more, but it wasn't that way at the beginning of the game when Melvin Hernandez was in. There were holes being created.
Yep.
By Michael Carter in those first series. You could see it. It's ugly. It's how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pointing toward that is what's costing this team as well. So since we brought it up first, I don't want to dwell on the Demon Carter. He messed up. Terrible play. Quite frankly, that's the point where if you're just watching it, you can point at and go, that's when everything started to go bad.
They would have gotten away with all the bad offensive play, the conservative play calling, the freakish interception, fumble, touchdown. That was weird. They could have gotten away with all of that.
If they had a 7-point lead.
If they have a 28-6 or 28-3 lead.
28-6 lead,
yeah.
Demon Carter after the game, guys, if you can have that ready.
Quick, I'll forget about it.
I'm just telling him to get it ready. Yep.
I heard Kyler Murray say it, and I've been on the field when I've seen this happen.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm going to lean on you on this situation.
Tennessee was one play away.
Mm-hmm.
One play away from saying, all right, it's not this week. We'll try next week. One play from packing up their stuff and going home.
I will argue 2 plays from that.
Well,
2 plays. One that gave them life. You could see it in the stadium. The air went out of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you saw them pick up, but also the 3rd and 8 when you ran the ball with just over 2 minutes to go instead of trying to get that first down, because that first down would have ended the game. You saw the Titans just get so energized after that.
But by then, it was a ball game. You go up 20, you go 20-3, and I think it just they're ready to fold up and 100%. Go home. Let's get the hell out of here.
They looked like they didn't want to be there at all until that point. It was terrible. Cam Ward, by the way, throws behind receivers a lot.
He didn't on that final drive.
Calvin Ridley, folks, been suspended for gambling. 30 years old man Ridley.
Wow.
And he's the guy that beats you, Dale.
Wow.
Here's Demon Carter after the game at his locker talking about the situation.
I just made a mistake. There's really no excuse. Just let the ball go too early.
What was going through your mind as you were crossing the goal line?
I mean, obviously emotional, big play, but I just got to be smarter.
I saw an interaction with you and JG on the sideline. Looks like he came over. Looked like he was pretty heated when you said in that moment.
Just got to be smarter. It's as simple as that.
You ever made a mistake like that?
I haven't, but I guess happens to the best of us, right?
How can you use this as a growing moment? And
No,
not
it doesn't.
Carry over to
No.
the next game?
Never happened to Emmitt Smith.
You just got to keep it pushing. It's the same thing, No matter which way you word it, I feel like it's the same answer. Just got to keep it pushing. Holding on to it isn't going to do anything for me. It's not going to do anything for anybody. So.
Well, that is true, although that's not what the fans want to hear. I mean, you hang on to it into next week. Oh, gosh, it's just one of those. It just happened last week. If I'm a running back that made it to the National Football League, or I'm playing Division I, I am sprinting through every freaking goal line there ever is.
You're Forrest Gumping it. You're running down the runway, right, after you score.
I'm 5 yards. What is running 5 more yards going to do to you? Now, I'm done. I can't play the rest of the game. Those extra 5 yards got me.
So Demon Carter says the right thing. Hey, I got to let it go. It was a mistake. I can't do it again, etc. As a fan, though, you want to see him be a little more pissed off, a little bit more embarrassed, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, that's, again.
It did not seem like that was a
affected him.
soul-crushing play to him in that moment. And after the game, I know how I would react. I would be embarrassed. I'd be like, look, that was terrible. I suck. I
I let my
apologize.
team down.
I'm not going to be surprised if I get cut tomorrow. Like, you're just going to be all negative. And he's just like, hey, got to flush it and move on to next week. No, in that moment, that's not, I don't know. And I have more points on this. I've been complaining about Jonathan Gannon reacting to bad stuff happening. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. There's an air of, we'll move on to this team. There's an era of, we'll be okay. I have visions of Torey Lovello going, oh, we're better than that. We will get better. It's the only thing we're missing. Torey saying that stuff. It's just, I get it. I don't expect him to throw stuff. He says the right stuff. But did that tell you that he's upset about that play?
There was some interaction on the sidelines.
Well, I got that too. But before we get to that.
And it was not, hey, you got to do better. I don't think that's what came out of Jonathan Gannon's mouth.
He claims that's what it was.
But here's the other thing. See, again, and I am like you. I thought I was the worst at it, but I have evidently found out that there's somebody worse than me about body language.
It's body language and reading between the lines is my specialty.
And here's DeMarcado clipping up his shirt because he's
ready to go to dinner,
out to
Dale.
the club. He's going out to the club.
He's got to go to dinner. He's got to take the family to the steak dinner after the game.
I don't know if he's
fine with
married
that.
or not, but
I don't either.
I don't know.
Okay, here's what I want to put it towards. You obviously were on a team,
Yeah,
very famously, where somebody went and touched a block punt
yeah.
in the end zone, gave up a touchdown. I believe you guys lost the game too, right?
He did. No, not in the end zone. It was a field goal.
That's what it was, yeah.
Almost last play of the game was a
Yes.
sleet game on Thanksgiving.
Snow on the ground.
Yeah, and blocked every person who's ever played.
Fire.
Yeah, past high school. Peter, stay away from it. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
10 guys.
Just
10
takes
guys
one.
ran away from it.
Just takes one.
One guy.
I tried to go back to find the video of his reaction afterwards.
Oh, he thought, because remember now, he's a unique situation because two things.
Well, he was
One,
a bigger
he did
star.
it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But that we were up by 60 points or whatever.
Yeah.
So no harm, no foul.
That gets overlooked.
And then the other thing is he's a Pro Bowl type defensive
Yeah, that's what I'm
lineman,
saying.
difference maker.
Difference makes.
Yes.
But even I remember
Oh.
him being tore up, being interviewed afterwards, like just beside himself of how stupid he could be in that
walked
moment.
up the tunnel to our locker room thinking he's going to get cut.
Did Dima Carter look like a man that
He
thinks
didn't
he's
look
in
like
trouble?
He had much concern about anything.
That bothers me when I saw that.
Yep.
I don't expect him to be crying, nothing to that effect. But in that moment, right after the game, like when he walks out to his car, you take a deep breath and go, all right, made a huge mistake. It's embarrassing. Time to flush it and move on. But in that moment, in that locker room, to decompress, he did not look like a man that was upset about his play, which was boneheaded as boneheaded can get. Then we find out this morning, Jonathan Gannon on the sideline. After the play happens, two things I want to pay attention on this. One, Jonathan Gannon afterwards said he was trying to prop him up. You tell me if you believe that. One.
I just saw it really quickly.
But here's the problem. Here's the other thing I want to pay attention to. Paris Johnson Jr. is talking to Dima Carter. Paris Johnson Jr. after the game said, I was just trying to prop him up. Say, hey, let it go. We need you on this team. You've done a lot of good here. Doing what a teammate should do. There's another offensive lineman that walks over when Jonathan Gannon's done as well. And Jonathan Gannon does something. One, he shows emotion, which he doesn't do. Very stoic, and I'm critical of that for a football coach. But then two, what he does looks bad. But watch the reaction of the lineman. Because I don't think Paris Johnson Jr. and the other lineman there, if it is a negative thing, I don't think they just stand there and let it happen in that moment on what happens here. Here's Jonathan Gannon on the sideline after the Dima Carter fumble. Walks up. A lot of head bobbing. This is the part right here as he walks away.
Does he touch him?
He touches him. It almost looks like he punches him in the side. You don't do that as a coach. Here's my dilemma on this though, and we'll play it again here. If you guys can you guys play it and keep the sound down? And somebody recorded it on their deal. Here's my problem with this. If you replay it, if the sound's up, that's fine. Watch it closely now that you've seen it. And this all came out early this morning. After the game, somebody posted this stuff here. Now go ahead and play it here, guys, when you get a moment here. Okay. I understand him being angry. I understand him yelling, etc. Look at Paris Johnson Jr. Okay, as he walks away. Doesn't it look like he takes a half swing at him on the side?
It looks like he hits the arm or whatever. It looked like that was Hernandez, by the way.
Well, that's what I was just going to mention. That is Hernandez. I left his name out at the beginning for a reason. Paris Johnson Jr. being a young leader on this team, maybe he's just like, all right, coach is pissed. All right, cool. We're just going to stand here. But Will Hernandez allowing a coach to do that? Let's just throw it in this way because I don't know. I just don't think to experienced leader linemen on this team going to allow that to happen in that moment without reacting somehow. Whether it's pulling Dean McCarter aside, turning their head, giving a nasty look to the coach, something to that effect. You, of course, have been in locker rooms. You know this stuff. You see a head coach do that to one of your players. Yelling's one thing. That happens all the time. I had no problem with it up until that point. I have a feeling Jimmy Johnson walked up and hit somebody. I have a feeling there might have been a visceral reaction from some. I'm not saying they go after the coach, but I'm saying you'll see a reaction on the sideline of no.
You got to remember, 35 years ago it was a different type of league.
I agree.
Coaches could put their hands on you.
They could grab face masks and yell at you.
Grab face
pull you
mask
around.
and yell. My offensive line coach at SMU smoked and chewed.
Gross.
And so when he'd get on somebody, you didn't want that. But when you see what I was used to is we had a running back fumble 2 times in the fourth quarter of a game. We still won.
Yeah. And
Jimmy cut him in the locker room.
Yes. Now, those days are over, though.
Jimmy's very heated and all that.
Those days, but that's one thing. And it's terrible, and you can see it happening. Those days are gone, though. But Jimmy's never walked up to a bigger man and done that to him.
He's challenged some people.
Well, challenging is one thing.
Again, but for that,
his headset fell off. With whatever he did, his headset was yanked off.
And in that moment, if you're Paris Johnson, I don't know so much about Hernandez. You're not in the game at that point.
He's the leader of that offensive line, man.
Because you're upset too at this guy.
I agree. Well, that's my point. Doesn't that say something about the team though? If nobody going to stand up at that point, I'm fine with yelling, screaming, grabbing face masks. I'm old school to that effect. It looks like he goes half swing at the guy. That's where you cross the line as a coach. And then afterwards, just be like, I was just giving him some props. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Oh, man.
I just don't. That's why I'm kind of torn on this. I'm not saying Paris Johnson should have turned around and gone after the coach and started ripping him a new one or grabbing him by the throat. Nothing to that effect. But, yeah, he just stood. That's the other thing. He just stood there. No matter what was happening, he just stood there. No. Hey, coach, I'm a leader of this team. I got this. I'm talking to him right now.
Tell you what, though.
It's just coach walking up, angered.
I also think it's a little bit probably caught off guard because that's not Jonathan Gadden's MO.
That's my second issue with what Jonathan Gannon did. Besides where it looks like he kind of takes a swing at him, my second issue is this. You cannot go from stoic head coach, nothing bothers you, you're fine with everything. I'm fine with everything. I wanted to just ram my car into something on the drive home last night. The second Jonathan, I'm fine with everything. Everything's fine here, guys. What are you talking about?
Well,
there's nothing wrong here. And to go from that to what we just saw on that screen.
Here's where I'm going to disagree with you. I think sometimes, occasionally, a guy who's quiet, who doesn't yell and scream, rant and rave, do all those sorts of things, and then he does it in a situation can have more of an impact than a guy who is constantly yelling and screaming. And that's why I've said in the past, Jimmy Johnson his shelf life is about 5 years.
Yeah, 'cause he wears
Because
you
of
down.
the way that he pushes and challenges and all that. Players after about 5 years, like, all right.
Well, that's why you turn over the rosters. So that's why football coaches have success. It's because they can turn over the rosters.
But that,
Yeah. I don't know, Dale. I just don't. I was thinking about you last night when I was like, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying he turns around and goes after him, but there was no bad look. There was just a stuff. My point is this: is when it happens, and then after the game, these are implications after the game. Going to practice today.
yeah, well, that's
you show up
we're
and you go, I watched you hit a man on the sideline who made a mistake on the field. You could have cut him. You could have yelled at him. I stood there and watched you do that. And you had the unnecessarily control where you went after him like that on the sideline. I don't know. That changes things, man. Doesn't it?
Again, it's one of those things. I'd love to be there in film study today, just to see how it is handled.
He's got to be asked about it today. He wasn't asked about it yesterday because you didn't know about it, before.
Not necessarily.
DiMaccardo was asked. Hey, I saw an interaction on the sideline and was asked about it, but the video wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
Right. So some people might have saw that thing on that. So interesting. Robert says the talent needs to outweigh your mistakes. Being the fourth running back prior to injuries, you should be looking for work today. Just that NFL is gone. That's all I'm saying. Michael Carter, this is what I also don't understand. I've said it when they cut Michael Carter and put him on the practice squad. He's the better running back. Why is he on the practice squad again? He showed yesterday he's the better running back. Now, DiMaccardo is the better third down back out of the backfield, catch the ball type of person. I don't get I don't get their choices. My shine's been off on Gannon and Monty a little bit. Well, I've been like, it's time to start talking about these guys aren't it. These guys aren't doing enough. These guys aren't improving still. Like they've hit that wall. I said it last week with Robinson. First bust in the Monty era. There's Robinson. Possibility. The problem with yesterday's game is you lost your fan base. You lost your diehard fan base yesterday with the garbage that happened. Not just the comedy of errors that happened in the second half, which you've seen guys drop balls going to the end zone. You've seen guys fumble balls back to the other team for touchdowns or at least give them the ball back, whatever. You've seen those types of plays. You've seen offenses go conservative, especially if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan. You've seen that multiple times. But you haven't seen them all in one freaking quarter of a game.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in, I say this about the Diamondbacks at the beginning of the season. You ain't fixing this during the season. And it's getting worse. We're in week 5. And it's getting worse.
Well, then you also add at that moment, because I think everybody knew at that moment that just let Tennessee back into this game.
The DiMaccardo fumble?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I don't.
I'm telling you, the air was sucked out of the. Autumn even said, Autumn goes, this place. People left. People were leaving because I don't know if they thought the Cardinals had the win. I know better. I've been a Cardinals fan for a long time. People were leaving.
And so you add that, as a head coach, you let them right back in this football game, and you had a team that was ready to quit. Now suddenly they got new life. But then you add the fact, the situation of where they are. That's the third game in a row. Now, again, they didn't know they were going to lose at that point.
Yes.
But the previous 2 weeks, they lost on the last play of the game.
This is what confounds me about this Cardinals team. The point you're about to make right now.
Again, you look, and again, I completely forgot about it because it was a month ago now, but the Panthers had a chance at the end of the game.
Yes.
I completely forgot about
Buddha
that.
and Jalen Thompson
Yes.
knocked that ball. Buddha got credit, but it was more Thompson knocking that ball out. Otherwise, you would have lost that game.
And they beat the Saints by a touchdown.
Yeah, and the Saints were in that game late, too.
So it's like, and it's one thing to sit there and talk about finishing. It's one of those things where, okay, so in last couple weeks, first half has sucked. and they come back and play better in the second half.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
And then yesterday, their first half, I had no qualms with anything. They're going downfield. They're running the football. Things were.
We were sitting there going, "What? Who is this team out here? They're throwing the ball downfield."
Yep.
Did anybody notice? They were rolling Kyler Murray out on bootlegs
Yep.
and finding open guys in the field.
Yep.
What we've been asking and begging for the last several weeks. First 4 drives, they were doing that. But who was in there as a lineman, and it changed everything when he went out of the game. It is amazing. Even Adams got the start on the left side, and he played better with Hernandez in there. It's like Hernandez went out. It's like the offensive line couldn't do anything anymore from that perspective. First quarter, 12 plays, 72 yards, touchdown, including, what was that, a 47-yarder to Marvin Harrison Jr., 40-something yarder to Marvin Harrison Jr., who went up and took a ball away from the defense and came down. High pointed it and came down. That's what we expect him to do. He finally is doing it from that point, right? Then their next drive, 10 plays, 65 yards, touchdown. First 2 drives. Cardinals don't score on opening drives of ball games, folks. They just don't, especially touchdowns. They might kick field goals, but that's it.
Now, the other thing I want to bring up real quick, while it's on my mind, and we can go wherever you want to go.
Get the grievances out now, yes, and then we'll hit the
I don't know if you remember me telling you this, but I heard it, they mentioned it on the broadcast yesterday. Also revived my memory. Clayton Adams was the offensive line coach. Yeah, Clayton Adams, offensive line coach the last couple of years, got hired by Dallas as an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he evidently knows how to call offensive plays.
Well, their offensive 4 to the 5 offensive lineman were out yesterday, and that Cowboys offense that looked clean back there.
Yes. So you have that.
Say.
Plus, and I'm hoping you remember it, but I did say it, the fact that the Cardinals hired the Ohio State offensive line coach.
Yep.
Ohio State obviously gets nothing but blue chippers in as their offensive linemen. The people that I know that are around that program day in and day out,
and you know some people very close to that program,
talk about the softness of the Ohio State offensive line. And you just wonder how that has impacted this offensive line. And as you pointed out, here comes Hernandez, and things change for a quarter and a half.
There were holes you and I could have walked through when Hernandez was in there. Could have walked through those holes.
Yep.
Kyler Murray was being protected everywhere. Nobody was getting close to him. And it's literally, I didn't even see Hernandez come out. But I went, something just changed.
Yeah. Well, that's what they said. The broadcast said he's on a pitch count.
Yeah, okay. So they did announce that. Because I was trying to find out, because in the stadium, the way he was warming up, I was like, he's not hurt. Because, like I said, he was like jumping around, like trying to stay warm and stuff like that. It's just, you could see the difference. And it's almost like the Cardinals, and I get it, you put Gaines in, and they're just getting eaten up, man. They're getting eaten up alive. Kyler Murray's running for his life all of a sudden out of nowhere and stuff to that fact. Like, we can see it. Got to do something at that point to keep it going from that perspective, right? I mean, if you want to talk, well, first of all, I want to bring this point up here. Kyle Odegaard put this out this morning right before showtime. Because I actually yesterday was thinking the same thing. Everybody's high on Jonathan Gannon. Yeah, they overperformed the last couple weeks. But where I'm starting to turn on Jonathan Gannon, I know a lot of other people are, actually isn't the record. It's what he says. It's his perceived lack of noticing there's a problem. That's where your frustrations come in. You just saw it with D. McCarter there. Hey, I got to clean it up. I got to finish getting dressed here while I'm talking to you guys. You know, I'm not. Oh, I got to just flush it and move on. You can be upset for 5 more minutes, Tiger, before you move on.
Yeah,
that was such a pivotal play in the game. Kyler Murray looked more upset about it, talking about it in his press conference after the game, than D. McCarter did.
Yeah.
Paris Johnson Jr. looked more upset about it happening to D. McCarter than D. McCarter did. That I do have a problem with. If you don't care, what are you doing on this team?
Right.
And that's my problem. Mistakes happen, folks. They happen. That's a boneheaded mistake, and it happens. We've seen it a lot. It's how you handle that overcoming. Yes, you got to flush it, but to act like you're just like,
Here's one of the things that I've told you in the past that always, looking back on it, well, you're in the middle of it kind of sucks, but looking back on it, is that there are certain guys on every team. Every team has 5 to 10 guys who really don't care about winning.
no, they just want their paycheck
They
and go
care
home.
about their paycheck. They care about their performance. and
I'm
then they go
surprised
home.
it's as low as a 4 or 5. I'm surprised it's not
I bet
more.
probably 5 to 10.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what Jimmy Johnson always did was made it so miserable for everybody when you lost that even those guys
they cared.
cared about winning.
Yeah, I think we have a Diamondback situation here with the Cardinals where they just don't care. Hey, we worked hard today. Didn't work on our favor. We have to fix our errors. Got to flush it.
And I don't know
on
what to
Indianapolis.
think. I don't know what to think about the end of the game. You know, the play calling, and everybody's all over up in
It's-
arms about that.
It's a joke. We're gonna get into that. But win percentages for Cardinals coaches since the team moved to Arizona. You got the all-time king Bruce Arian, and it's not even close. 619 winning percentage for him. Ken Whisenhunt did not have good years here. Obviously, the Super Bowl year was only 8-8 going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was dominant. 469 win percentage for him. The guy we love to hate is just a garbage coach. Couldn't do anything on the field. His play calling was ridiculous. Cliff Kingsbury, 432. Vince Tobin led the Cardinals to the playoffs in 98 and beat the vaunted Dallas Cowboys. Dale Hellestrey on that sideline to the point where Jerry Jones came out that year and said, we need to find a stop for Jake Plummer. He's the future of this league. Vince Tobin, 394. The guy that said you have a winner in town. And then promptly got fired at halftime or whenever it was. Ran out of town. It was just awful. Awful head coach. 375, Buddy Ryan, win percentage.
You haven't said one name yet.
Denny Green. Just kidding, I skipped him. Jonathan Gannon, 359.
Well,
359 after just disastrous head coaches with talent.
here's the thing about Jonathan Gannon. I think we all gave him the benefit of the doubt because they played hard through losses. They played hard through the entire game. Every game was a close game last year.
Yeah, and it changed this year.
And all of a sudden you think now this is it's year 3. You've kind of got your guys in place, guys who you think are your guys in place. And here you are sitting here at 2 and 3.
That's my point here. This is his team and this is Monty's team. Period. End of story.
Yep.
The years past, you could blame other people
And the thing
and
is,
the players that were here. You can't do that now.
and don't forget what we talked about when we were trying to come up with records and picking how many wins, losses, all that. We said they need to get through the first 5-6 games at 5-1, at worst 4-2.
4-2.
And now all of a sudden this Indianapolis game that I bet you if you went back in August,
Everybody had it at a win.
everybody had.
Absolutely.
Darn's gonna go
Danny
to-
Dimes is the quarterback.
Yeah. And now he's Indiana Jones.
This is about to get ugly, folks. This is about to get ugly. When we come back, let's talk about my problem with this. We showed you D. Ricardo, and his just, honestly, just lack of caring in that moment. Like I said, go out to your car, take a deep breath, get away from the game, go to dinner, and flush it and move on. I agree with that 100%. But in that moment there, it's almost like he had a smile on his face about it. Well, let's talk about Jonathan Gannon. Check your blood pressure medicine, folks. We got a problem in town. Why are all of our teams soft, non-caring people, man? I don't get it. What happens to our water here? Come on back, folks. The main event. And we're back here. Main event. First hour. Robert, don't forget, hit us up. Text us, 623-252-6670, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on demand at Robat TV as well, the YouTube page, if you're watching us there, or on demand, of course, or on the free podcast. Hit us up on your thoughts here, because I'm calling it now. Team is soft. This team doesn't have toughness this year. Robert, and you can tag us at TME Sports Show as well on X. He says the PHNX guys have been on the Clayton Adams thing for a few weeks now. Yeah, they like to get on our bandwagons a few weeks after us. I was on the Drew Penzing thing long before they were. In all seriousness, those guys do a good job. Over there, Johnny Venerable and of course Bo Brock, they do a good job actually. But they do come onto the bandwagon a couple weeks after we point stuff out here. I've noticed as well, which is fine. I mean, I don't expect everybody to be as genius as we are, Dale.
Real quick, before we go back to the Cardinals,
Just
we
kidding,
talked about
guys.
it earlier. This just broke 40 minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears says his office has now filed a felony charge of battery resulting in serious bodily injury against former NFL quarterback.
I could not figure out how there was not a felony charge. Seeing the pictures on that guy and the cut in his face, I was like, how is there not a felony charge on this? So they've done it. So the misdemeanors was just hold him up, not really, not have him get out. So they can have time to get more details in felony charge. Yikes. He's in a lot of trouble, man.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, it's just disgusting that Fox was like, oh, our Mark Sanchez, like he was a victim in this.
I've bet on many. I called games for a lot of years, and you're always with your crew. Did he get hammered in the hotel bar on his own? And
He got
wandering
slammed.
around. Did he?
Dale, I just find it hard to believe. Once pepper spray's deployed, and you're with regular people, everybody goes, all right, enough, time to go home. Very few people go, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
In terms of like multiple people, especially, look, let's face it. I mean, as broadcasters, we're kind of weak. We're kind of weak people. We're not gonna lie.
Hey,
everybody else.
You talking about the I, not the we.
Okay, so you were someplace and somebody deploys pepper spray. Even you, Dale, would be like,
Oh no,
I got to get out of here.
no. I mean, not unless he was attacking me.
Well, that's
and
different.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah,
but
if you're
no.
being attacked, that's different. But
And I'm
you-
not out at 12:30 in a strange city, wandering around drunk or whatever. He
in an
was.
alleyway.
Yeah.
Well, I thought people would be like, well, some people just can't handle it. You can't blame whatever he was on for this situation.
And was he parking his own car? Was
He
that
wasn't
what
even-
the argument was about?
He wasn't even
Was
there parking anything. He was just in the alleyway. The guy went and parked there.
Okay.
The hotel manager says you can't park here.
That's okay.
Who are you, Tiger?
Yeah.
I would have responded the same way. Park here every night. It's my job, Tiger.
Yeah. Go up to your room and get ready for the game tomorrow. So the felony charge, obviously, that becomes more serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Look, it's just we need to stop defending a-holes that cause their own demise, and we need to support the victims in this case. In my opinion, it's 69. He's probably grandkids.
yeah.
He's probably just trying to stay active here at 69. He's probably retired, just trying to stay active. His buddy was like, "Hey, I got this perfect job for you, man. Just drive at night, no traffic, earn some extra coin, and enjoy your retirement." And get beat up by Mark Sanchez to the point you have to stab the guy. That's traumatic, man. I've never stabbed a man, but even if they deserved it, I have a feeling I'd feel pretty bad about it the next day.
No, I guess not if you get the snot beat
Well,
out
that's
of you.
eventually
Anyway.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
Robert Chambers says, is Gannon's interviews a byproduct of having Monty as the GM? Monty did come from the Patriots. Now, Jonathan Gannon's always been that way. It's why the Eagles fans had problems with him as a defensive coordinator. Don't forget, Jonathan Gannon did not come here with a stellar defensive track record. The Philadelphia Eagles fan base was happy he got hired by Arizona.
That is true.
Don't forget that, folks. It wasn't like he was on top of the world. He wasn't Ben Johnson, where Jonathan Gannon was thought of as one of the best coaches in the land. Philly couldn't wait for him to get hired by Arizona.
And on a side note, also remember the Cardinals tampered
They
with
tampered to get him on top of it. Yes.
Oh, Steve, your Cardinals.
Jonathan, I'm just, okay. Like, this is how bad it was. Like, yesterday, I was like, you know what? Like, because I grew up a Giants fan. Everybody that knows me, and I say it all the time, I have more Baltimore Ravens gear, which I ain't jumping on that bandwagon right now.
Ooh.
Man, does that offense look garbage when Lamar Jackson isn't in there. Oh my God.
Yeah, but they're mad at John Harbaugh for not winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know,
His first 1-4 start to a season
Yeah.
like ever, and they're like, "Oh, he needs to be fired on the
Yeah.
spot." We're 2-3. But then I was thinking of yesterday. I was like, you know what? I want Daboll fired, but I love Jackson Dart. I think he's going to be him and Cam Ward eventually. If Cam Ward doesn't get the snot beat out of him, now they're in Tennessee. I think they're going to be the two quarterbacks out of this draft class that you're going to know later on in life. Obviously, Cam Scatterman. And a part of me yesterday was like, I got to start breaking out my Giants gear again. I'm going to be a Giants fan. And then I'm like, I can't. As long as Daboll's there, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I don't know. Every time I hear Jackson Dart talk, I hear him talk about what a great relationship him and Daboll have.
Did you see him? Oh, he's single-handedly. Even if they don't win, he's single-handedly saving Daboll's job. Did you see Jackson Dart yesterday's press conference? I got to be better. Like he just takes it like a quarterback should.
And he's a rookie.
Yes, he's second start.
Yeah.
And he acts like he's a 15-year veteran out there as well. But heart medicine, folks, have it ready. Blood pressure. Jonathan Gannon. This is the only clip I got of Jonathan Gannon after the game because most of what he says is coach speak. But Jonathan Gannon after the game asked about his offense. We've already set it up, Dale. Let's just reiterate this. They started the game throwing the ball down the field. Scored 3 touchdowns on their first 4 drives. Had a 21-6 lead from the second quarter on, halfway through the second quarter on, 26 lead. Offense was doing stuff. Then Will Hernandez goes out. He was out before that, but Will Hernandez basically goes out in the second quarter. Punt. Obviously a punt, touchdown, so that's 3 of the first 4. Then after that, it's 10 plays, 2 yards, Dale. Punt. 5 plays, 9 yards. Punt. 4 plays, 2 yards. Punt. End of the half. That's how the second quarter ended after that great start that they had. Throwing the ball downfield, spreading the ball around, running game working, etc. Third quarter starts. 14 plays, 66 yards. Fumble. 4 plays, 1 yard. Punt. That's your third quarter possessions for your Arizona Cardinals. Then, 6 plays, 87 yards, Dale. Ball off the face mask, fumble. Snap, Kyler's not ready for it. Gives him a concussion. They blamed it on a foot. Whatever happens, happens, right? Hey, it happens to everybody, Dale. 5 plays, 1 yard, punt. 10 plays, 15 yards, punt is how they finished the game. That's their offensive play calling, folks. We're not even going to break down 2 minutes of the game left and what they did. We're going to do that afterwards. Jonathan Gannon, you happy with your offense? Jonathan Gannon after the game.
Weeks ago, you were okay with the offensive coaching. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah. I saw it. I mean, we have spurts in games that, I mean, we can do whatever we want right now. We just got to put it together for 4 quarters.
Wow.
Tell me a coach. I just did every drive for you, folks, of the Cardinals. You tell me a coach that's happy with that performance of an offensive play calling and offensive execution. You tell me, you find me another coach today. I didn't watch all of them because I was at the game yesterday. You find me another coach that says he's happy with the way their offense performed yesterday, and I will guarantee you, if they're not saying they're happy with it, it wasn't as bad as what I just read off to you.
You've got to believe that he's covering for his friend.
There's covering, and then there's just looking like a buffoon. Jonathan Gannon's not it, folks. You cannot keep going to the press conference saying you're happy with this offense. You can't. Then you get even worse. Last drive, right? Cardinals, 21-19 game. 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes to go in this game. 2:45, whatever.
Yep.
Make them use their timeouts. Run the football, right? 1 yard run. 8 yard run. 8 yard pass. 4 yard run. 3rd and 1 at Arizona's 29. Timeout Tennessee. Timeout number 1. You got to make them use their timeouts.
Mm-hmm. At that point, they had all 3.
Yep. 2 yard run, 1st and 10. Arizona 33. Perfect. Run the ball there because you're making them use their timeouts. Tennessee uses their timeouts. 2nd and 8. You want them to hopefully use their last timeout. You run the ball there, 2nd and 8. Michael Carter, 0 gain. Off to the right. Clock runs. Perfect. They don't use their timeout. 3rd and 8, Dale. They don't use their timeout. You run that clock down. Perfect. 2:12 left in the game. 12 seconds from the 2-minute warning. They're obviously not going to use their last timeout before the 2-minute warning. First down wins you this game, folks. First down means 2-minute warning happens. First down means you snap the ball one time, they use their timeouts, boom, game over, victory formation, you've won this game. You don't even try to get the first down. 3rd and 8. DeMarco off the left side, 0 yards. You waste that 12 seconds to the 2-minute warning, and they get the ball with 2 minutes to go, and you're punting it.
And a timeout.
And a timeout. You're basically, that's when the drunk guy in front of me turned around and goes, they're going to blow this, aren't they? And I go, welcome to Arizona Cardinals football. He goes, I'm out of here. I'm so mad I'm out of here. And he just got up and walked off.
See ya.
You're not even trying to win these games. So
The-
3rd and 8, and you throw that ball, and the clock stops with 2:05 to go.
Wait.
What's the difference?
When you punt the ball, the 2-minute warning is going to be there anyway.
That's my point. What's the difference?
Well,
Why not try in that moment?
It's one of two things. You're either playing scared, calling plays scared, or you're playing not to win, or you're playing not to lose.
Which one's worse?
Yeah.
You know the momentum is against you right now. You know nothing's going right for you at this point. And you're playing like that. So I read you all the other plays, and then this play right here. And you mean to tell me, Jonathan Gannon, you're fine with this offense? Jonathan Gannon's the problem here, folks. He's allowing this to happen and continuing to allow it to happen.
Well, and here's the thing. Most head coaches, even if they don't call the offensive plays, are going to tell you what they want you to do as an offensive coordinator.
And that tells you he's fine. He's told us he's fine with running the ball on 3rd and 8 and giving the ball back with 1 timeout and 2 minutes to go and not even trying to get that first down. This team's okay. This team is okay with these decisions, like the Diamondbacks. The team is okay not winning football games and not trying to win it. Even the Bills last night were down in New England, and they were trying to win that thing. When you're sitting there watching your team not care if they win or not, what are we doing there? What are we doing? Second hour main event. Maybe we'll keep talking Cardinals. I have so much anger today.
Get it all out,
I
Stevie.
know. Come on back, folks. Main event. They're your Arizona Cardinals as we go into the second hour of the show. Don't forget, like, subscribe to the free podcast, the YouTube page as well out there on demand. Of course, we put clips up, etc. on there. Robat TV for those of you that subscribe as well. The Cardinals are the first team since the 1970 merger to lose on a walk-off field goal as time expires in 3 consecutive games.
Hey, they're known for something, right, Steve? I know we'll get into it probably more tomorrow, but
We got to talk about this tomorrow with Bruce.
congratulations on your Wildcats down in Arizona.
Yeah, domination.
I think my bet is looking pretty good with Bruce, but
what was
nice
it?
Victory. That
They have more wins than
games.
ASU?
Yeah.
You might be right. 'Cause Arizona's better than the bottom half of the
And
Big
their
12.
schedule's very
That's what I mean. They play
easy.
the bottom half of the Big 12 the rest of the
Yeah.
year.
So anyway.
It was interesting to see from that side and what we're looking at. My big thing and my big takeaway on the Cardinals as we wrap this up really quick here is they have an offensive issue, which leads to a defensive issue. That defense was tired at the end of that game. Here's the other thing that I saw at the end of the game. Titans score, win the game. I couldn't see the number. Those numbers were hard to read on those black. Like when Tip Ryman went down,
Oh.
you couldn't see that. It happened right in front of us, and like he was on the ground, and I was like, "Oh my, his leg's falling off. His leg is falling off." It was gross.
I
It was
looked
nasty.
away. I looked away.
And it happened right in front of us. And I was like, is that 85? Oh, my God, don't let that be 85.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally like, I was disgusted anyway because it doesn't matter who it was.
Right.
Because, they all have a pivotal part on this offense. And I was like, don't be 85. Don't be 85. And I was like, I got to go. I got to go get a refill on a drink or something. This is going terrible. We got to change something up. And things to that effect. It's just what is happening but my takeaway is this. Cardinals have lost any momentum they've had. Monty, JG, you've lost all momentum. Your fan base now hates you. Your fan base now doesn't trust you. And your fan base doesn't want to be a part of whatever train ride you're taking us on. We want nothing to do with it. The diehards, you've lost them now with your effort. But then at the same time, you sit back there with all of the problems. Now, granted, they've played some bad teams. They're literally seconds away from winning those games. But they're also seconds away from being 1-4.
Yes, they are.
Nothing says mediocre like that. They need to figure out, and Jonathan Gannon said it best there, they got to figure out how to call a game like that for all 60 minutes. You can't tell me that the players all of a sudden can't throw the ball down the field. You can't tell me that the receivers all of a sudden can't be targeted or open. You can't tell me all of a sudden that the running backs can't do stuff with the ball like they were in the first part of the game. Yeah, things change. The play calling is changing, folks. We just rolled through it. Pensing doesn't know what he's doing. You need somebody in here to help him. He doesn't know how to get out of it. You see it all the time with young people like in corporate world and stuff like that. They get in a situation and they don't know how to get out of it because they don't have the experience to get out of it. That's what Drew Petzing has right now. And they're not willing to help him. And it's getting to the point where the defense is being affected. That defense was tired at the end. That kick went through the uprights. And you do not see this too often with NFL players. I couldn't see who it was. He took his helmet off and slammed it on the ground, and you watched it roll down the field.
Right.
NFL players don't generally do that.
Well, and let me tell you one thing, because you brought up a good point. The defense as the game goes on, and again, you just like fans as players, you know when momentum jumps to the other sideline.
They feel it probably worse than we do.
You just know it. But here's Calais Campbell, 62 years old, started the season off gangbusters.
Yeah.
Yesterday, one tackle, a non-factor. And I watched him rush to the passer in the second half. He's tired.
He
tired.
ran out of gas in the
Yes,
Seattle game. He flat out said it afterwards. I had nothing at the end of that game.
And we're through 5 weeks of the season. Your offense has got to keep the defense off the field. Like on that third down in the pivotal point of the game.
3rd and 8?
Third and 8.
Okay.
What am I doing if I'm Drew Petzing and I'm calling plays? I'm getting the highest paid player on my team, Kyler Murray, out on the edge with a run-pass option.
Where's the rollout that worked so well early in the game? The bootleg for Kyler Murray, and he has a choice. Throw it or run it.
If somebody's open, you throw the ball, you pick up the first down. If nobody is, you run the football, and you have a chance.
I don't know. I mean, spilled something on his play sheet, and he couldn't find it again. I don't know what happened. But it didn't exist. Let's run DeMarcado up the middle for no gain. It's just. I question whether they want to win. I question if they know how to get to that point.
I mean, everybody wants to win.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
not
I want a
figure it out.
Porsche.
Yeah.
I just don't have the means to go get one. I need help to go get one. Right? There's no shame in asking for help, and they need help.
Yep.
And we're in week 5 of begging them to get Drew Petzing some help, and they refuse to do it. There's a lot of successful offensive coordinators, older ones, sitting at home doing nothing. You mean to tell me they don't want to come to Arizona and be a consultant for a few weeks?
Well, heck,
Play some golf.
And Noel Mazzoni, I did the Saguaro game Friday night. He was coaching at Saguaro, and he up and left at UCLA. They needed some help.
And he went, I'm out of here.
Analyst.
And the Cardinals can't do it, Dale. It baffles me. Ego is what's going to take down this team, and that's all they are full of egos at that point. And it's just disgusting to see. Robert says, I thought they were referencing Adams in regards to the O-line. He's saying that in response to, the PNX guy. Yes. Dale questioned when he left and went to Dallas.
Clayton Adams,
excuse me. Yeah, Dale did mention that you got a new offensive line guy coming in. He mentioned that when that move happened, when they hired
just
them.
because of the fact that when the people up at Ohio State said, you get all these really, really great offensive line. That's all you get at Ohio State. Big, strong, athletic offensive line. But the biggest concern for all the fans up there was they're always soft. Well, is that a byproduct of the coach I played for in Dallas for a decade, Hudson Houck, one of the best to ever do it, always said, if it's one player, it's probably that player. If it's more than one player, it's probably the coach. And so if you come down here and all of a sudden because, again, we both sang the praises of the offensive line last year. Thought they were woefully underrated.
Yep.
And this year, Jonah Williams has regressed. Although I'm going to tell you this, I saw Jonah Williams a couple times. Man, he is stiff. He looks like he's injured.
Well, remember last year he did get injured early
He
on.
did.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's injured, the way he's moving, things like that. The two guards
He's
have been
not
a problem.
moving.
Yeah.
But here's the problem that I got. Here's why I think it's coaching, as overall offensive coaching. Here's why I think it is. Will Hernandez shows up, starts that game, and they dominate those first 3 out of 4 drives that they do. Dominate it. Go back and watch the film. Holes were created. Kyler had time to move. It was an amazing thing to watch, and you saw the second he left the game. That tells me it's coaching. Because Will Hernandez has the talent, the meanness to go in there and command, to where the other guys go, oh, I don't have to worry about that spot anymore. He's going to handle his own. I think it's a coaching issue. There's no other explanation on regression. Players don't just get bad. Unless they're just getting older, right? Then you eventually lose it. But they don't just go bad and don't know how to block all of a sudden.
I also I got to tip my cap. I don't know if you got to watch number 98 for Tennessee, Jeffrey Simmons, at all.
Woo!
Couple
Couple of those Titan guys stood out. I'll just put it that way.
Well, and Jeffrey Simmons stood out to me. 8 tackles from his defensive tackle position. He's double-teamed constantly. A sack and a half, couple quarterback hits.
Well, that was the thing. He was the guy that was living in the backfield.
And the thing is, somebody, again.
I think it was Jonah that was getting beat by him, right?
Well, they moved him around. He just picked
I remember a big sack there where Kyler just sat down because he was basically in his face before he got the ball. That was on William. I remember that.
And so you look at that, and then the broadcast was talking about the fact that he lost about 20 pounds from last year. And he plays every down. Yeah. He's not just a run stopper.
Josh Sweat had
He's not just a pass rusher. Yeah. But he really stood out. So.
Cam Ward, by the way, throws behind receivers. I know I said that earlier. I was shocked at how many times he threw behind open receivers. A rookie, right? 5th game. I get it. Thinking a little too much from that side and things to that extent. But I just don't get you have a serious offensive problem here on this Cardinals team. And you got to fix it. You got to figure out how to fix it. I don't know if they care to fix it. I know it's harsh. Only anger we see is when Dean McCarter fumbles that ball from Jonathan Gannon. Otherwise, he's fine with everything. There comes a point in time, right? We have this issue with Torey Lovello. Stop saying it's going to get better, Tiger. It's not. You don't have to come out and get mad. You don't have to come out and tell us what's going on behind the scene. But watch Jonathan Gannon. Watch Dean McCarter. Tell me they care about what happened yesterday. They don't show it. Even with dirty looks, they're just like, hey, we're good. Hey, did you see those first 3 out of 4 drives? They were fantastic.
Well,
what about the rest of the game, Coach? Oh, but did you see those first 3 out of 4 drives?
The other thing that you look at is, as we touched on earlier, the fact that this is a loss, kind of like a bottom of the ninth. Your closer blows a big save in a big game. You had a lead, and this is a loss, and it carries over to the next day. This is a loss that could carry over to next week. And remember, for all our preseason prognostications, which just sucked rear end.
Yeah, I'd like to repick my.
Yeah,
let's delete every show that has our picks for the
all of a sudden,
NLS or for the
Indianapolis looks like they're for real. And you got to go up to Indianapolis. It's
And
not
then
getting any easier.
You got Indianapolis on the road, Packers at home, and Packers again their star receiver back.
and that's going to be an away game.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll be using silent count.
And then you get your bye week, and then you go to Dallas for Monday night, and Dallas is putting up 40 points a game. Cardinals can barely do 20. We're gonna be 2-7.
What's my saying, Steve?
You can only laugh because I'm not gonna cry in public. I'm just gonna laugh.
Valley can't have nice sports things.
Well, let's keep our hopes up for ASU.
Even the Mercury down 0-2 in the
Yeah,
final.
just gonna mention that Mercury 2-0. They can't handle the bigs of the aces. I watched some of that game yesterday. I watched Friday night as well, and they're in the games. Well, yesterday they got blown out, but Friday night they were in the game. They can't. The bigs of the aces are killing them, and I don't know how you stop it. But you got 2 more chances to do it.
Well, you've got
You gotta eliminate
number
it.
one with the Mercury. You got to say, hey, they're a couple seasons ahead of schedule. Nobody expected them to be in the championship
No.
round this year.
Absolutely.
But you can see a bright future for
You
them.
give me a lot of crap for what I said, and this is they just hit the team that they're not as good as.
Yep.
They're a really good team, probably top 4 or 5 teams in the league, but there are 2 to 3 teams. The Lynx were one of them, and they got past them. There's 2 to 3 teams that they're not good enough to compete with, and you're seeing that right now with the Aces. Hopefully that'll change when they come back here to the Morgue, Dale, the Morgue. What I'm calling the new stadium, the Morgue.
Well, what is the official name of it now? The Mortgage something center?
Mortgage Matchup Center, Matchup Mortgage Center, one of those two. So I'm calling it the Morgue. It's where good basketball goes to die.
Well, at least on the men's side.
Then ASU hockey, big matchup against probably the best team in the country, Penn State, with 17-year-old Gavin McKenna, going to be the number 1 draft pick coming up. ASU had the lead. You want to talk about a coach? This is the difference between Torey Lovello, Jonathan Gannon. Ott, we don't know yet, right? Their season's just starting for the Suns out there. Coach Guy, he's got a little bit of that. We don't make excuses here. We just,
Right.
we suck. We're moving on. We're making changes. We're married to the winning. We're not married to the players. Stuff like that. Greg Powers, head coach. They had the lead going into the third both nights. And then Penn State just 4 goals in the third period both nights, eventual losing both of those games starting 0-2 here as well, right? So 2 4 goal given up to, quite frankly, a kid that's about to be drafted number 1. There were 57 NHL scouts at this game. I don't even know why you're scouting the kid. You're taking, if you have the number 1 pick, you're taking him number 1. Why are you wasting time sending all these other scouts there? If you don't have the number 1 pick, you ain't drafting him. And if you have the number 1 pick, you're drafting him. Why are you spending money on draft and bringing scouts out here? But anyway.
Because you're looking at the weather and go, man, it's going to be in the
That's the
mid-90s in Scottsdale. I need to go and check this kid out.
All the Canadians are like, it's about to get cold where we play, so we're going down there. Kid special scored his first goal. Penn State's really, really good. ASU's going to be okay in this series here. But pay attention to Greg Bell. Let's see if you noticed a difference with a good head coach that sets a standard and abides by it compared to what we're seeing with Gannon, Torey Lovello, and those guys. Greg Powers, head coach, ASU hockey.
I mean, obviously, the silver lining is that's as good of a team as you're going to see all year, right? And on paper, they're arguably the most talented team in the country, right? I think that the odds makers has them as the favorite to win a national championship. We had a lead on them going into the third both nights, and tonight it felt like this was going to be our game and this is our night, and we felt like we outplayed them 5-on-5, so we can take away that we can clearly play with anybody. But we're beyond moral victories here. And I don't remember the last time we blew a lead going into the third, let alone 2 in a row over the course of a weekend. So our guys got to dig deep and figure it out. But we got a long season in front of us.
Did you catch it there, Dale? We don't do moral victories here. We got to fix this. We're not happy with the way that third period went. We got to fix it.
Well, and the other thing is, as he adroitly pointed out, probably the best team in the country, college hockey-wise. The teams that the Cardinals are losing to, there's no mistaking that they're not at the top.
Yeah. That looks like a head coach that is not happy with losing to the best team in the country. That looks like a coach that's like, we're fixing this, and we're going to win some serious hockey games this year. Now compare that to Jonathan Gannon. I'm fine with the way the offense is running. We're good.
Oh, Steven.
I don't get it. I don't get the mentality. I don't get any of that from that side. No undefeateds in the NFL anymore. Earliest in a long time that no undefeateds survive. The Eagles and Bills both lost last night or yesterday. Bills last night as well. 5 weeks into the season, the earliest that's happened since 2014.
Miami's, who's left of them, celebrating it last night.
Only one team is winless as well. Tell me the NFL isn't parity with that, just with that stat alone.
Yeah.
The Jets are the only one undefeated as well. That's how the
You mean
NFL
winless.
is. I mean, winless, yeah. So that's how, I don't know when they're winning a game. Speaking of terrible offense.
Do they play the Cardinals?
Robert put out on X yesterday. I blame this on the guy that's brought up the Jets and the Cardinals back in the day. I was like, that guy's a clown. Yeah, so, I mean, but it just goes to the bigger point of, is this NFL season, you don't know? Did you see going into, we already talked about the comebacks yesterday as well. So it's not that the Cardinals are the only ones that have this problem. The difference is, right, Broncos are a good team. Are they an Eagles-level team? Probably not, but the Broncos came back and beat the Eagles. Panthers and Dolphins aren't neither one of them are good, right? But Panthers were able to come back and beat the Dolphins yesterday as well. Are the Giants and Saints a good team? No. But the Saints came back. So you've seen some bad teams struggle. But you've seen some good teams as well. Commanders coming back against the Chargers. Bills last night losing to the Patriots. They have no business losing to the Patriots in Buffalo, right? Last night as well. And so there's a lot of weirdness happening around the NFL right now from that side of things.
Well, hey, a little closer to home, how about the 49ers? I mean, they are down to scrubs and still finding ways to win games.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
That difference between a good coaching staff and a mediocre?
Okay. Yes, coaching matters in the NFL. And the Cardinals don't have – we should do that. We should rank coaching staffs in the NFL. We should. The ones that get more out of their players. More importantly, we like for instance Vrabel. He's got the same talent New England's had for a couple years now. Look what he's doing there. You get a coach in there. You get a coach in there, and look how they look last night. Drake May. Drake May, folks. He ain't in Kyler Murray's level. They went in and beat Buffalo last night. The coaches matter at this point. Speaking of Drake May, where'd Drake May go to college, Dale? Do you know?
I don't. Colgate?
North Carolina.
Okay.
Bill Belichick's getting his butt whooped at where, Dale?
North Carolina.
He has reportedly demanded that the North Carolina social medias, they usually pump stuff out when the alumni athletes do well.
Yeah.
No post last night on Drake May and the Patriots. Reportedly, Bill Belichick has taken this war with the Patriots to another level, to where he's commanded their social media sites to not post anything about Drake May or the Patriots on their social media stuff.
Why would you want to trumpet up one of your players? I mean, you wouldn't want a high school kid to come to your school that follows Drake May, would you? How stupid. How absolutely just asininely.
Did you see the student section was like they were down 33-3 or 6 or something before halftime? Student section just cleared out before halftime. That stadium was empty beforehand. That's got to be pulled. The GM there, Lombardi's making $1.5 million. Bill Belichick's making an ungodly amount on top of it. Like, what are we doing? You're just wasting money
Yeah.
there. You've got to get ahead of that. Then you've got James Franklin. How does James Franklin still have a job today? Speaking of bad coaches, I watched his post-game press. Went to UCLA. UCLA. Now, let's be honest about this. UCLA got rid of their serious problem, the head coach, Deshaun Foster. Not head coach material, folks. Who would have thought it, Dale? No experience. Great running back for the Bruins at one time. Who would have thought he wouldn't have been a good head coach? They get Neuheisel's kid. Never called offensive plays a day in his life. Like you said, they just tapped Leo Mazzoni there from Saguaro High School here to go up there and help them out.
Now, he's been around a lot of different college programs.
Mazzoni has. He's been around a lot. But my point is they went and got him help.
Yeah.
A team that has literally no future this year, UCLA, and they still are trying to figure out how to improve their team. And they're obviously going to have that. You got 18-year-old, well, he looks like he's an 18-year-old, Neuheisel's kid. He's 34. Out there calling plays, wins the game for UCLA out there and everything. Penn State loses this game, now unranked in the AP poll. After the game, I cannot stand when coaches are blaming a certain thing in college sports. It drives me nuts. Penn State lost last week, right? They're 0-2 now in 2 weeks. Penn State, after the game, Franklin, he talks about what went wrong in this game and why his team wasn't prepared to play against a terrible UCLA team. Well, here's Franklin.
Yeah, obviously we did not handle last week's loss well. We also lost some players in that game during the week, and then everything else, the travel, everything else. Did not come out with the right energy to start the game, and before you know it, obviously they get a touchdown drive and an onside kick, and now you're fighting. They gain confidence, and we're fighting for the next 3 quarters. So that's my responsibility, and I didn't get it done.
He blamed the injuries and what else, Dale? The travel. I know it's just rough these days to get on a luxury airliner from College Station and fly the 3.5 hours to Pasadena, California.
5.
Land there at Burbank. Get off that thing. 30-minute bus ride to your hotel. It's just you're cramped, right? A lot of air sickness going on. Just, the turbulence. I mean, just the snacks on the plane just aren't up to snuff. Stop blaming travel if you're a football coach. You're not like your basketball team that has to travel back and forth 300 times in a season. One trip. Stop it. It annoys me. It bothers me. It's your doing. Stop it. Stop blaming travel. You suck as a head coach. You've stuck with a terrible quarterback. You've refused to improve your quarterback situation. You can't win the big one. And you're going to blame travel? To paradise? Anybody been to the Rose Bowl? It's a beautiful place. It was a balmy 80 degrees there on Saturday. I mean, to play in that type of sunny 80-degree weather, just unconscionable. Nobody should be made to play in that perfect of weather, Dale. I mean, just the football gods are against Penn State, making them play in just that abysmal, perfect weather out there. I mean,
well, and then
we need to attend
points.
this.
Give up 42 points.
A team that hadn't scored anything all season long on top of it. Just stop blaming that. At least my other coach I can't stand in this world, Steve Sarkisian, at least he was smart enough in his press conference not to say something stupid. By the way, 2 teams haven't beat a Power 4 conference team all season long. Dale, name them. There's a bunch of them, but I'll give you a hint on this. They're both highly ranked going into the season.
Yeah, well, you're going to say Penn State because you don't like them.
Penn State and Texas.
Okay.
Only beaten bad teams.
So Penn State fell from 7 to out of the poll.
Yeah. Rightfully so, man. UCLA. That's like losing to a Division II team. UCLA, they're terrible.
I see. I think I got lost on Saturday.
But do you
Texas lost to Florida?
Yeah, and Florida dominated that game. Arch Manning, okay. We didn't have a conversation on Arch Manning.
Well, there's a reason why Grandpa said, no, he's staying in Texas for a couple years.
There's a reason why he hasn't started the last 2 years. I was always like, why is he, if he's as good as they advertise, how is he not starting for Texas? Well, we know now. We now know why. We also know why people aren't clamoring for him. Keep in mind, in high school, he didn't play the top-level division in high school.
No.
He played, basically 3A, 4A is what he played against.
Went to a smaller private school.
Yes. So he didn't even play against the best of the competition in high school. He was taller, faster, stronger. We didn't have an Arch Manning. Polls need to go away. Preseason polls need to go away. It's just terrible. Notre Dame's still ranked in the AP poll. They're 3-2. And they're still ranked. I don't have it directly in front of me here. I'm fired up right now. But they're still ranked. Notre Dame, 3-2. They're 16th. Florida State, 3-2. They're back into the 25 now. Why do we have 3-2 teams in this deal?
How does Arizona State move up 4 spots by sitting
Not
at
even
home?
playing. Well, they had that crazy lineup there. Big game against Utah, 7:30. Just announced Texas Tech here in the Valley, 1 p.m. kickoff next Saturday. Utah this week at Utah, 7:30 p.m. Texas Tech, 1 p.m. next week. We're going to be sitting in the sun.
So hold on. So who do they play next week?
Utah this weekend, Saturday night, 7:30 p.m.
And then the following week
in
is
Salt Lake.
Texas Tech.
Then Texas Tech after that. 1 p.m. kickoff for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're going to be sitting in the sun, but you're probably going to bring a sweater. It's going to be a little chilly.
Well, yeah, we're cooling down. But we also will be in the shade about 3 o'clock, so we're good. We'll be good. We'll just let sun for a little bit. And I get it. U of A plays, Oklahoma State in Tucson, noon o'clock. It's like 9 o'clock, crack of noon. It's like 9 o'clock. Nobody's at this stadium. 2 things. You guys know how I feel about this. I hate people that bash the crowds who aren't there. And I hate media that bash the crowds because they don't pay to get in.
Right.
If you get free and you get a free lunch or $15 lunch and you get free in there because you got the pass, shut up about the crowd. Just shut up about it. And for all you bagging on Arizona because their fans didn't show up because it was 90 degrees, have you ever been to a stadium and sat on hot bleachers that have been in the sun all morning? It's miserable. It's not 90 degrees there, folks. It's miserable. So I can understand people not wanting to go to that game, that kickoff and sit in the sun and just be miserable out there. But I also don't understand all the people sitting at home, not there either, laughing at nobody showing up to the Arizona game. Well, you're not there either. So shh. Drives me nuts. Arizona's offense looks good against those types of teams. They do. Dominated that game, 41-13. They put their backups in late in this game.
Well, obviously, Iowa State, was basking in the glory of the victory over Arizona. That's why they went up to Cincinnati and looked so bad.
What was up with Vegas? I questioned. I was like, why is Cincinnati was 1.5. At kickoff, they were 2.5-point favorites. The line moved to Cincinnati, even more so going into this game. I questioned it. That's the only reason I picked Cincinnati, because I was like, Vegas knows something.
Did you pick Cincinnati in our pool?
I sure did. Hey, throw it up, guys. Throw up the college football thing. Pass here. Yep. I know. Vandy let me down, though. Freaking clowns. I shouldn't pick Vandy. I like how you're superimposed on that graphic, and I'm just sitting in a box. Like a mime.
Well, you want the better-looking one to be more prominent.
Your SMU Mustangs. Go Mustangs! My pen goes flying. Dominated Syracuse. Arizona, of course, killed Oklahoma State. Miami. Do. Look at them. Looking good. Carson back out there. But Vandy, a bunch of slugs. There you go, Dale.
Well, Iowa State's beatable. Now, does ASU play them there or here?
At Iowa State.
Okay.
Yeah. So what they got? Utah this week at Utah. Utah's beatable. I worry about the physicality at Utah.
Well, we've heard this Arizona State coaching staff say Utah's kind of their what they want to morph into physicality wise.
Yeah. So if ASU goes up there and gets physically beaten down, they're going to lose that game. They can win it. Utah's beatable. Dampier, that offense can struggle at times. We of course saw that against Texas Tech. They can struggle. It's the physicality I worry about there. How does ASU's offense survive at the physicality that they deal with there, right? Then they got Texas Tech here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That's looking like a loss every time Texas Tech takes the field. There's so much talent on that team. But it's at home, so you got a shot there if you're Arizona State to come in and kind of knock Texas Tech off their perch, right? You got at Iowa State. You got Houston here, which Houston lost over the weekend as well. It's just this is not an easy stretch here for Arizona State to get through this. You get through Utah, though, you can afford one loss, so that might be Texas Tech. Colorado's nothing this year. Now, unfortunately, I know Dale, you don't think bad. You don't necessarily like Deion, but you don't want bad things to happen to the guy.
No.
But he had a medical situation on the sideline last week. Took his shoe off. He's afraid he's got more blood clots, which will kill you, folks. Blood clots will kill you. He's had toes amputated. Has no bladder now. I mean, you just got to think on that. But I just question this side of it more than anything. What are you doing coaching, man? Go get healthy. Go live your life. And this coaching secondary at this point, man.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing it for the money.
No.
I know he just signed a new contract and all that, but coaching, it's interesting because you talk to especially college coaches. You spend so much time; it's so hard on your health.
Yeah,
you don't eat well.
Well, I always joke around like every coach gets fat, and I'm like, you have a world-class weight room.
Yeah.
Go walk on the treadmill while you're watching film. Do something.
But the way you do that, you got to be in there like 4:30. You got to work out in. Who wants to? You've been there till 10 o'clock the night before.
What I'm saying is, in the film room, instead of sitting down on the table with the red dot thingy, you walk on the treadmill with the red dot thingy. I know it does weigh on you. It's an unhealthy profession.
Yeah.
And when you already have those health problems, and he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't have like a weight issue. He's got serious. He was coaching with one shoe off because of the blood clots. He was trying to, do all that stuff and everything. And it's just like, man, it's just Deion. Come on, buddy.
Right.
There's more important things, and he's the figurehead of that squad too. He's not physically coaching. He's got established assistants, that should be good enough to do it, things like that. So obviously on his health side, we hope he's good. But in terms of ASU playing them, we're good. One loss is going to keep you in the running for the Big 12 championship. I told you guys, I think ASU's losing 2, maybe 3 games this year. So, you got to get through this stuff as well and win as many as you can before you get that one loss coming up at that point here. But Arizona, watch out for them. I could see them winning 8 or 9 games this year, Dale.
Right now they sit at 4-1. Same as the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Yeah. ASU plays people. Clemson, Penn State, Texas, out of the AP top 100, all highly ranked.
Well, Penn State was number 1, weren't they?
Texas was number 1 for the first time ever.
Too?
Yeah, because Ohio State's been number 1 since Texas lost it, haven't they? I think so. Well, let me ask you this. Ohio State's 1, Miami's 2, Oregon's 3, Ole Miss is 4, A&M's 5, just from that perspective. Oof.
Yeah, do you have any confidence in A&M? They usually blow
They blow
a
one
game or 2. What about Ole Miss? Really?
But even Oregon loses some. This might be the year Ole Miss goes on a run. But here's my problem. Who's Ohio State playing, man? So
Whoever's
far
on their schedule.
Well, number 1 Texas, obviously they won that 14-7. Grambling, Ohio, Washington, they beat them 24-6. Minnesota 42-3. Now they have 17th ranked Illinois this weekend. I mean, Illinois can't even beat Indiana. Come on, what are we doing here?
Well, Indiana's undefeated. They're the 7th ranked, top
I know,
10.
But Illinois got destroyed by Indiana. Is my point. What was that, 50-point loss there? But then you got Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and then they play Michigan. For the love of God, just give Ohio State the number 1 seed.
Wow.
It's just, jeez. Is there any competition out there for them going forward?
So
is
they
the
don't
bigger
play
question.
Oregon this year, huh?
No. Robert says, seemed like ASU did not have the depth to compete with teams like Penn State. Too bad Franklin doesn't coach the Penn State Hockey Club.
ASU might have a chance.
No, I mean, it was Friday night. I watched the game. I was at Desert Ridge game watching them get blown out by Ciénaga, whatever it was.
Ciénaga?
Yeah, Ciénaga from Vail, Arizona, outside of Tucson. I was told Yuma. Somebody lied to me. That was a disaster of a game.
I told you it wasn't.
I know. 34-14, Ciénaga win. They have some talent down there on that team, man. I was like, wow. Number 5 for them was like explosive all over the place and things like that. Close friends of ours, his daughters dance with Elizabeth and everything, Autumn's daughter there. They have an offensive lineman there for Queen Creek. I got an off-air update, by the way, for you. It reminded me to tell you about Queen Creek's quarterback situation. 28-14, they beat Corona del Sol. Corona was in that game. Little birdie told me that coach was so upset about it that he made them all go and run during halftime and stuff like that. They didn't sit in the locker room, Dale. He made them go out and run and do some stuff. He was so angry at the way they were playing.
Really?
At Queen Creek, yes.
Really?
I think it was 14-14 at one point from that side of things there. And then, of course, Scottsdale Christian Academy, 56-8 win over Cortez. Big game this week coming up. It'll be fun to talk to Coach this week because I know we said we thought Chino Hill Valley was going to be a test, but this week they have a test. Official rankings from the, I have the Max Preps rankings I refer to. Official rankings come out tomorrow,
Right.
noon. So we'll see where SCA ranks.
Is that the PowerPoint rankings?
From the AIA itself.
Really the only ones that matter.
Yeah, but before that, we've been using Max Preps, and like I said, Max Prep. You play Scottsdale Christian Academy, Max, your ranking gets higher even if you lose and get blown out because you played the better team out there. But they play Phoenix Christian this weekend,
Christian,
and if they're not going to be ranked number 1, they're going to be up there with SCA in terms of where they're ranked at coming up. So it'll be interesting to see. How was your game on Friday night?
Did Saguaro? Gosh, I did.
With Mazzoni leaving right before the game, he said,
right
"See you
before
later."
The game, and now I'm because I did on Thursday. I did Maryvale,
North Canyon.
North Canyon.
Yep.
On Thursday, then Saguaro.
You don't even remember. That's how memorable it was. Do you remember who won?
Yeah, Saguaro didn't win. Whoever was the other team.
Was it a blowout?
No, it ended up being a pretty good game. And by the way, I did make it up the Saguaro stands.
Yeah, you made it. Yeah, well, I didn't hear anything. I saw pictures from Graham Tate's flag football game on Saturday, so I saw you survive.
Yeah, I survived.
Higley, by the way, 24-17 lost to
Yes.
Higley.
Yeah, and ended up being a pretty good game. Because Eddie Zuby's the head coach at Higley.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And he has a son, tight end, linebacker, who's a pretty darn good football player. Saguaro on their way back a little bit.
They put some money into that. Well, no, I shouldn't say money. They've got some established coaching. They obviously lost Mazzoni.
Right.
But they have some other guys on there that are just looking to coach some football and able to get him there to coach and stuff to that. So Saguaro will be back in a year or two.
You always, at least I always say, you don't ever want to be the guy that replaces the guy.
Yeah, a legend.
And Darius Kelly, the head coach
Yeah.
at Saguaro, replaced Jason Mons,
Yeah.
who, if not the most successful head coach in Arizona high school football over about a 12-year period, one of the best.
He's up there, no doubt, no doubt about it from that side. So let's take our break here. Come on back as well. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. Anytime you're watching us on demand, whether it be the YouTube, Robat TV with your subscription, or, of course, listening to us on any of your podcast systems out there. And then, of course, at TME Sports Show as well on X. Hit us up there, and let's talk a little Major League Baseball when we come back. Best of 5 series. Oh, we barely knew you, Yankees.
Wow.
Come on back, folks. It's a bold strategy, Dale. It's a bold, bold strategy. Of course, we're here at the main event. What'd you do to your arm, by the way? We need to address this. I don't think people at home can see it, but dear
No,
God.
hopefully not.
Dear
Well,
God.
As you get older, Steve, you got to look forward to this. I have to take a baby aspirin for all the heart stuff that I had, and my skin is very thin.
It's old.
And so yesterday, Beckett and Graham were at church with me,
Being all rough with you.
and she climbed up on something that was like stepping across, and I saw her. I was about 5 yards from her, and so I ran over because she was a little wobbly, and I went to put my hand up, scratched it on something. Then I put a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah.
And this morning I took the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, it's
and
all
now
gooey.
the wound from the Band-Aid is worse than the actual wound
Yeah,
itself.
it's all gooey and all that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I
Don't get
know.
old, people, if you can afford it.
We need some, what's that, Neosport? We need some Neosport in here.
Yeah.
Stat.
Yeah. We did peroxide.
Well,
and
you're not as
Neosporin.
bad as you were when you're on those blood thinners
No.
and everything, where you
No.
you can't stop bleeding when you're on that stuff.
Yes.
So, but no, I just having some fun with Dale.
Yeah.
He likes to make fun of me on stuff, so let's return the favor there. Best of 5 series, Major League Baseball. Right now, Detroit and Seattle tied 1-1 as Seattle evened that series up last night for them. Toronto up 2-0 on the Yankees. Can the Yankees make this a series? I think it's going to be very difficult for them to do so. NL gets their game 2s underway today. This Dodgers-Phillies series, man, Dodgers were down. Hernandez hits that giant home run, beats Phillies in game 1. It's going to be fascinating to watch the rest of this series here. They kick it off today. And then I told you I was worried about Milwaukee after that layoff that they had there. Yeah. Was that a 10-1 victory in game 1 over the Cubs?
Yeah, they more than held their own. The interesting thing about the Mariners, you realize that's their first home playoff win
Yeah.
since 01.
Yeah. Randy Johnson was on the team back then, wasn't he?
I'm not. Well, no, he was with the Diamondbacks in 01.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. 99. Yeah, good point.
I think he's pitching in Game 7 about this time.
Tell him smart.
Yeah, but the
Everybody.
Yankees down 2-0 going back
Hey,
to New
everybody.
York.
Yeah, going back to New York.
Do they win 3 in a row?
No. I'm not saying they're not going to win, but man, it is amazing how you can dominate the regular season in a lot of aspects, and then the playoffs come and you turn into just average Joe.
Well, things are so condensed. They happen so quick. You know, you get 3 hits and all of a sudden you're batting 400 for the playoffs. You go over and you're batting, 062.
Yeah, it's like, what in the world? So I'm excited for both games today. I was thinking about this. How would you like to be Craig Counsell? You know, you leave Milwaukee because they're not putting money into the team, and you go to the Cubs, and now you're going to lose to Milwaukee in the playoffs.
You already got them losing, huh?
Pat Murphy. I do have Brewers winning this series. Yeah. We'll see today at home. The one I'm most interested in is Dodgers-Phillies, man. It's stupid. Ohtani looked good for when he was in that game, and Phillies just let the Dodgers steal that game. Saturday night, I was like sitting there, and the game was on, and I was at a UFC get-together, and just stopped paying attention. It was like, Phillies got this. And then somebody goes, Dodgers just came back and won. And I was like, what? How does that happen?
How did Sweet Lou do with his?
Yeah, a little rough. Little rough.
Okay.
Not a lot of underdogs won. There a couple, like Roundtree was dominating his fight. He liked Roundtree a lot in that one. Roundtree was winning that fight, and then the third round started, and just dude had no gas. It was one of those where he's literally like swinging Dale, and he's like, and he eventually just gets pounded down into submission side. Then at the end, man, the final. I mean, Lou expected it to go far, almost to a decision, and 80 seconds into it, underdog just knocks the crap out of the guy. Wins it 80 seconds into it. Now Pereira's the next champion, so it's not like he's going up against a no-name guy. Just nobody had Pereira kind of winning that fight.
Right.
And he's 80 seconds in, right out as soon as that game, I went, this is going to be over. He's being the aggressor. This is going to be over. It's kind of fun to watch. I liked it.
Well, that's another one of Jimmy's famous saying, Jimmy Johnson's. He says, fatigue makes cowards of us all.
It is amazing how guys will look good for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that like 11th minute, it's like all of a sudden they're like, You can just
Yeah.
see it drain out of them.
No power in their
And then,
punches.
and the other guy is just like, let's go.
Well, I've always said I've thrown up in a couple games on the field, and I played against guys who've thrown up on the field.
Yeah.
It's much more enjoyable when it's the other guy throwing up than it is you, because you know you got him.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know how tired they
Yeah.
are, right? Ethan chimed in at TME Sports. You're working with us again this week as he's on his second week of fall break.
Wow.
I know. More importantly, Dale, he's sacrificing the beta for Call of Duty 7 to be here. He should be home playing that right now. But he says Ohio State has been number one since Texas lost in week 1. I'm pretty sure they had taken over and kept it. And then Robert says, looks like Helly needs some tough skin to spray on that boo-boo. I do remember that back in the day. You spray it on there, puts that film over it.
Yep.
I have a feeling that went away because it wasn't healthy for you.
Probably not. You used to think that sting was good for you.
Fake skin going over you there. The Titans' win probability was as low as 1.8% in that game against the Cardinals yesterday. The second most improbable comeback of the season. Somebody had worse than 1.8% odds, Dale, to win a game as well. They had an average win probability of 12.1% in the game, the lowest average winning percentage chance in a win in this era since 2016.
Well, just think
That's
of
how
the two
rare
plays.
it was.
We didn't even talk about the second play, but obviously DeMarcado letting the ball go. But the interception turned it into a fumble, kicked back into the end zone, touchdown. Come on now.
So literally, like the guy, so he intercepts it, and the drunk guy in front of us, he hadn't left yet. He turns around and he goes to fist bump me, and as he puts his fist up out of the corner of my eye, I see people like running around weirdly. So I like fist bump him as I'm looking over because it's on the other end zone. I'm looking over and I'm like, did they just score? He's like, no, they didn't score. It's fine. I was like, no, I think they just scored. And the Titans just explode off the bench. And I'm just like, the heck just happened?
Oh, brother.
It's just the comedy of errors. And I'm actually a big fan of when good teams like the Chiefs, everybody says refs are on the Chiefs' side. They don't get the call. Good teams manufacture good things happening to them. It just happens. It's weird. It's just, even when something bad happens to them, it's still a good thing because they can come over and stuff. Bad teams, though, when the bad things happen to them, it snowballs. That's what's going to be interesting going forward here, because I believe this is one of those games. I don't care how hard you work this week. This is going to be one of those games against the Colts where I'm not going to be shocked if it's a 45-7 ball game on the Colts this weekend, because it snowballs. I mean, have you been in that situation in the NFL where you get losing that fashion? Maybe in Buffalo early on, no confidence to win.
Well, we lost that Leon Lett Thanksgiving Day game.
But you guys came back from that.
Yeah, we did. But this is, again, this had so many weird happening hiccups. But this is the third week in a row where you've lost on the last play of the game.
It's just you haven't fixed it in 3 weeks. I'll put it this way: you haven't fixed it in 3 weeks.
You got to finish. That's what you got to finish.
Yeah,
and
you're not. So I'm to the point where they can't fix it. They don't know how to fix it. If anything, 3 in a row tells me they're hunkering down more and more to not have it happen, and it's causing it to happen even more so now.
Oh, it's on the back of your mind.
And that's the issue. I have no doubt in my mind on that 3rd and 8. Drew Pensing was like, run the ball, get to the 2-minute warning, punt it. Our defense will save us. Don't do anything else. I mean, to the point where Drew Pensing is trending. Even this morning, he's still trending. Yesterday he was, of course, with everybody say fire him. And I'm not a fire somebody type of guy. Like, getting rid of DeMarcado isn't going to fix this offense, folks, and the issues involved with it. It's not. It's just not. But you got to send a message. And it's like I said, it's not even necessarily firing Drew Pensing. It's going, hey, Liam Mazzoni, you just went to UCLA. Why don't you come back to Arizona? Be our offensive guy.
You can live in your same house.
Yeah, be our analyst. Be our analyst here. Like, this is my problem. Falcons, offensive is struggling. They fired their wide receiver coach a couple weeks ago.
Which seemed kind of odd, but
but right, we need to get better, right? We talk about this with the Diamondbacks all the time. All these people making changes to try to improve their team. Will it work? We don't know.
Right.
But then even on top of that, right, you're seeing quarterbacks, right? Browns. Hey, it's not working out. Let's give the rookie a shot. He played well. Dylan Gabriel played well, by the way,
Right.
there in Cleveland. Try something. It's not working out. You got to try something. Tell me what the Cardinals have done in the last 3 weeks. Let's just say the last 3 weeks. Tell me what they've changed to make sure they try to improve and get out of this situation. They have. I'll give them credit. They have opened up the offense in certain points of the game, but then they've gone right back to conservative, nothing after that. So
Well,
that's the only change is they changed to where they will open it up on occasion and then close it back down again. That's the only change I see. No personnel has changed. Will Hernandez started. That's a plus, but he's not able to go the whole game, right? And there was an improvement there.
Is there going to be less 3 tight ends now that Tip Ryman's out?
They
I
actually
mean,
did.
is
They
it
actually
open up?
played well in 10 and 11 and 10 man yesterday after Ryman went out. Actually, I was reading that somebody, PFF or somebody, was breaking that down that they
Right.
were doing that. But I mean, it's just like tell me something the Cardinals have done to change something. Change the M&Ms. We drove home a different way last night, just trying to change it up. We're doing our part.
You didn't get caught in that accident?
Nope, we went north.
Okay.
We went north because we came out of the parking lot differently. They opened up the parking lot differently, so we were able to sneak out earlier than we normally do, and then we couldn't get over into that side, so we went north, which is longer, but it's no traffic that way and everything. So we were lucky to go. So Major League Baseball today. I'm excited for the NL side. I'm more excited for the NL side than I am the AL side, to be honest with you. But it's fun to see. We'll have to see. Jonathan Gannon. John Gambador flat out said he's going to ask Jonathan Gannon about the DeMarcado situation on the sideline today. So I'm going to be interested in seeing what's wrong. It's going to be a canned response. We'll have to wait and see because the more I look at him, man, he hits him. That was not a pat on the shoulder of keep it up, Tiger. Keep your head up. That was an angry headphones fly off hit from that side. So I'm going to be interested in seeing where he's at. And shines off, man. Glad they're on the road this week. Be gone. Dale, depressing day today.
You get to get up early and watch them in Indianapolis next week.
10 a.m. Yeah, at least we'll get the rest of our day. Might be done before halftime. Move on with our
Bacon
stuff.
and eggs and football. It's ASU's on the road next week. So you got
Utah, 7:30
you got a
p.m.
whole
at
weekend
Utah.
off.
I know.
They got a lot of
Oh,
confidence
maybe
next
maybe
week.
we'll do a road trip to Utah. There's been some discussions that head up to Salt Lake. Only a 11-hour drive. NASCAR's in Vegas this weekend. I'm not going to that. Baseball today, folks. Cardinals press conferences. We'll keep our eyes on that. Of course, ASU has to get ready for Utah this week as well. Tomorrow, Bruce Cooper joins us tomorrow as well. So we'll have to relive some of this, get his thoughts. Let's see how angry Bruce is. I don't think Bruce has ever been angry a day in his life.
He doesn't, but he gets frustrated.
I'll bet you he comes in angry. I'll bet you he comes in a little angry with that game yesterday. We'll have to wait and see. So come and join us. Appreciate everybody. Well, McCollum on Business coming up at 11 o'clock as well. We're going to do the look-ahead pit stop tomorrow. I wasn't able to watch the race yesterday with everything happening and getting ready for the show today afterwards, watching the press conferences and listening to them all. Also, Craig Greeley, I don't know who you think you are. Stop berating your people that take their time to call into your show because they called you a butt kisser. Because you are. You have to say nice things about the Cardinals. That was a disgusting move by a media member there yesterday as well. And Mark Sanchez, get your life together, man.
Oh,
And hopefully that 69-year-old guy has a full recovery
yes.
coming his way. And we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Stay out of trouble, would you? Stay out of trouble.